Welcome back, Hog family. So we're here just topping off, and we're headed out to Alligator Alley Harley-Davidson. And so we're talking bikes today, 2023s to be exact. By the way, guys, my name is Manny. This is how we discover Florida. Now we're doing something different today. We're demoing some bikes. There it is. He calls it Angela. He shot us. He had an even grin on his face. So here you go. We're going to take the Road-Glide ST first, and it's the sand color. I forgot the exact name. I'll put it up for you on the screen. But it's the sand color and the black top. So there you have it. You have the 117. All right, with the snorkel breather. So let's see. I haven't been on an ST yet, guys. So you know that my Road-Glide is a 107, but it has a stage 2 with the 475 cam, the S&S 475 cam.
If the pack is split up, one of the tail riders will come to the front and lead you. Please do not use your cell phones or take selfies during the ride. Any questions? Okay, go to your bike, set your stuff up, keep it safe.
There you have it. So we're on the Road-Glide ST first. So if anybody's wondering, the controls are no different than a regular Road-Glide. If you own a Road-Glide and you're thinking about going to the ST, the controls are all the same. It's no difference. You just basically, the only difference you should feel, if you feel any, and we'll see because I haven't ridden an ST yet, is that 117. We'll see if it's any torquier. I have seen other videos, other riders' videos, where they're saying it's a lot torquier. We might not be able to test that performance side of it because we ride slow in this group. It's just a demo. But I recommend, if you are thinking about buying one, I recommend you test ride it. You come to the dealer and test ride. Maybe the demo is not what you're looking for. By the way, if you're thinking of doing one of these demo trucks, before you get on or before you can ride, you have to fill out some forms, waivers and whatnot, and then you just let them know what bike it is you want to ride, and you so that's the start there. And we're going to follow here. Right off the bat, guys, I can tell you this. That snorkel for me is a no-go. So, you know, one of the options you're obviously going to have to think of is getting the higher bars. I know everybody out there, that's one of the first things they do. You know, which is an interesting question, by the way, to pose. If you guys want to comment down below, let me know. What is the first thing you did to your bike? Is it bars? Is it a stage 1, a stage 2? What did you guys do to your bikes? And if you had an ST, what do you think you would do? You know, you got the 117. What's the priority? Woo! Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I just touched that throttle, and it's it's interesting. I just touched the throttle. I can tell you right now, There's the difference, noticeable difference. Woo, son. This thing moves. I'm gonna tell you what, Bobby. That thing doesn't play, man. Man, this thing is torquey. I'm gonna tell you what, I can imagine this bike with, never mind, just a stage 2. Drop a cam in this sucker, put some pipes in a heavy breather, and holy smokes, look at that. Oh my god, I just touched that throttle and it wants to go, bro. It just wants to go. I feel a little awkward on it. It's, like I said, the handlebars have a lot to do with it. By the way, the other thing is, I have a 2020 Road-Glide. In case you didn't know, the 2020 was the last year of the hydraulic clutch, and now they're back to the regular clutch. And if you look, you know, because you don't have the reservoir here, so that's a little different. There was an argument at once, and there's tons of videos going one way or the other. What's better, the hydraulic or the regular clutch, the non-hydraulic clutch? In terms of like ease of squeezing the clutch, doesn't make one bit of difference. There is a consistency issue with the hydraulic, where that friction zone is. On the hydraulic clutch, you'll notice right off the bat that it's way at the end, way at the end. It makes it a little difficult at times when you're slow maneuvering. There's an inconsistency there. You don't get that with the regular clutch. It's more consistent as to where that friction zone is. Also, I got long legs. I'm 6'3". These low bars, these stock bars, it's a no-go for me. And I bought my bike used. It already had the 10-inch bars on it, so I've never actually ridden a Harley with these stock bars. And so that's it's a little interesting. By the way, you can adjust these. I mean, it's not a big deal. Right now they're a little too close to me. You can adjust them to be a little bit farther, and that might feel a little better. But yeah, I'm so used to the 10-inch, and actually I'm going to put 12-inch bars on my bike. I still have a few little things I want to do to my bike before I buy another bike. I love the way this thing handles, man. So we just went on that roundabout, and this thing is so light. It is so light. It feels light. Feels a lot more maneuverable, man. Can you imagine this? So you take this, for all the performance fans out there, if you take this ST, and a lot of people have done it, right? You put the T-bars on it. Whoo! Son! Alright. There's a lot of people here today, man. Looks like there's going to be a lot of demoers. So, we'll see if we can get on a bike. Sunday's a better day. A lot of people come out on Saturday. Friday's another good day. They come out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And at your local dealer, if you're in Orlando or something like that, also. So, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I think Friday and Saturday I think are the best days. Anyway, I'll be back. Let's see if I can get on something else. Alright, you guys, so we got up next the Road King Special in the Billiard Blue. Beautiful bike with the 114. This one's got a couple of Screamin Eagle upgrades though. It's got the snorkel breather. So we're gonna take this out for a spin. So your controls are a tiny bit different. You've got the ignition on off on the tank, or on the console here. So maybe adjust mirrors just a little bit. Again, short bars. So my son is here now, and he is on the Street Bob back there, the red Street Bob. And there goes Brandon on the Street Bob, the red Street Bob. There is a lowrider ST. There goes the Fat Bob. I did say they do have a Fat Boy, sorry. And the Breakout. I might get on the Breakout, guys, after this. Nobody mentioned that, and I didn't mention it. But I might get on the Breakout. So right off the bat, I can tell you, I feel just a tiny little lag on the throttle. This bike looks like it's it may have been upgraded and tuned. It may have a stage 1. So we'll see. Now I will tell you this. It feels like there is a much shorter distance from the bar to the fork. In other words, it's more maneuverable. I don't know if I would say maneuverable, or it just feels more responsive, the handlebars. So yeah, I don't know if this bike has been tuned or not, but throttle response is a little laggy. And I'm gonna stay behind this gentleman. I don't want to get ahead of him. Yeah, so the most noticeable thing on this on the Road King is the handlebars feel much more responsive. There's probably a lot less distance from the fork to the handlebar. I don't know what it is. That's just perception, guys. Not an expert here on any of this, so it's just the perception. So the gentleman in front of me is riding the 120th edition paint job. I think that is for the Limited, and I think that's the Street Glide Limited. That paint job I love it. One thing I like about the demo is obviously the group riding. You get to learn a little bit about the group riding on these demo rides. They give you some pointers and some rules, and it's basically the same stuff they do on the group rides. So that's one thing you will learn if you're if you become a member, a hog member, the Harley owners group. That's one thing you will learn is good group riding skills, and it's a good thing to learn, trust me. Oh, there's the turn signal. Again, it's on the console. I hate that you know, when you want to look at something, it's on the console. So basically on the Road King, what you have is your neutral, your long beams and turn signals. Oil check light or engine check light is on the right here on the console. You got to look down for it, and I don't like that. Oof. That is either an awful tune or someone on purpose tuned it that way to take the torquiness out of this bike. But this is a special, man. This is a 114 on this bike. This thing should, you know, should have a pretty good response, but they might have played with the throttle response on the tune and brought the torquiness down a little bit. But yeah, it's super noticeable after riding that ST. One thing I will tell you is this stock setup, once again, you know, for tall people, no bueno. We got a you know, my legs are here you go. Let's get a good look at the breakout. Look at that paint job. It's the silver with the blue pinstriping over there, blue and gray pinstriping. I'm gonna try and get on that bike and demo it after the Fat Boy. I'm gonna see if I can actually see how much time we got. These guys are here until, the truck is here until 5. Anyway, what I was saying is my legs are way too long. I feel like the shifter on my left foot is a little bit far back than what I'm used to it, and the brake, so I'm sitting a little, could be the saddle too. Yeah, baby, that's what I'm talking about. It's got some giddy up. Definitely got some giddy up. And that might just be a, you know, sensitivity thing with me. When I rode the ST, that throttle's just, you just touch it and it's gone. It's gone, man. Yes, sir. That's the Road King. So yeah, that was the Road King. I'll be right back. Let's see what I get next. Alright, you guys, so nothing else was available right now. I should have waited, but when they said this was open, I just wanted to get on it. But this is the Fat Bob. Has a 114. Great little bike, man. We're gonna take it out for a ride and see what we got. I've never ridden a Fat Bob, so it's gonna be interesting, or anything like it. But it's a very light frame, so it must be a cool ride with a 114. That M8 114 is whoo, man, look at that. Golly. Oh yeah. So just so you know, look down, you got pegs. Those of you are used to riding baggers and big bikes. This is a big motor on a small bike, and they call it a Fat Bob because it's got some really fat tires. So we'll see how handling is. That'll be a little different. Should be a little different. Oof, that throttle is sensitivo. Sensitivo. I might lose you guys on this one only because I've got about 25% or less battery. But if I lose you, don't worry. I'll try and get as much as I can in at the beginning of the ride. Again, this is the Fat Bob. It is a 23 model. You'll notice the straight bars. So this is like really, you know, direct to forks. What you get, you got inverted. You also got inverted suspension, which should make it a pretty responsive ride. This is a small bike for me. Let's see. I gotta be careful, man. Gotta be careful on these bikes because I got long legs, you know. It's not a wise choice for me, but whew, son, that is different. I'm all over the place, man, wobbling, dude. Ouch. That yeah, the breather is like right on my leg, man. That's not comfortable. Whoa. So this dude is on the ST. Yeah, baby. You know, these bikes, when I get on bikes like this, and I haven't ridden a Fat Bob, but I've ridden small bikes, but when I get on bikes like this, it brings back memories because I had small bikes that were very visceral, and that's exactly what you get with this bike. Nothing fancy. It's just very visceral, you know. So very responsive. That 114 is the got an inexperienced rider there. I think I'm gonna go ahead and stay in front of him. I don't feel comfortable riding behind people like that. So yeah, so obviously no fairing, no windshield, nothing fancy. It's just me and this bike, man, and what you see is what you get. It's a beautiful thing, man. These visceral bikes are, you know, they're amazing to ride around town. Just a great feeling, you know. A lot of wind, a lot of you're just exposed to everything. It's beautiful, man. What a great feeling. What a great little bike, man. I always thought this was an interesting little bike, you know, just to have to ride around town. I don't think I can go with anything smaller than a Fat Boy, but I gotta tell you, it's tempting. It's tempting. I'm feeling nostalgic right now, bruh, on this bike, you know, with the pegs and nothing fancy, no radio on the dash, you know. It does have digital display, of course, on the tank. But other than that, man, it's just you and the elements, baby. You and the elements. That 114 on this little bike, man. I mean, come on, bro. Same thing goes for the Street Bob. You know, my son was telling me he just rode the Street Bob. It's an interesting ride. Interesting ride. Now the Street Bob, if you're tall, maybe the Street Bob would be a better option than the Fat Bob. But I just like the geometry on this bike and the way it stands and everything. Not a big fan of the pipes. I would change that definitely if I had one. But I like the look of this better than the street bob, and I don't like the bars on the street bob. Obviously that has to get changed. And this bike, it'd be a crime to change the bars to anything higher than the straight bar, you know. But it's just a great feeling. Oh boy, my stomach's starting to say, feed me. I don't know what that means. It's almost lunchtime, bro. What time is it? Whew, it's gonna be 12:30. It's past my lunchtime. Yeah, I'm used to eating around noon. That's the magical hour. Magic hour. Gotta remind myself what it feels like to ride on pegs. I still got the turn signals on. What the heck? Turn signals are a little blocky. So when you press them, they're not like that toggle switch that you get on a... It is a toggle, but you know what I'm saying? It's on the... Dude, this thing is getting hot. It's starting to burn my leg. On the baggers, you got the little raised end, and it's easier to toggle on and off. You know what I'm saying? This one's kind of blocky. It's just straight, and so it's a little awkward to turn on and off. Just something to get used to. You know, so many little nuances on all these bikes. You know, they make them a little bit different. All of them have their little nuances. Alright guys, apologize for the camera cutting off. I didn't have time last time to, they went so fast I didn't have time to change the battery. But we're gonna get on this fat boy right here. A 114, beautiful. It has the new wheels on it, of course. It is a 2023. This should be pure stock, and when they're stock and they haven't been messed around with, you know, you got just a little torquiness, not too much. I like that. Some of them have, so I was talking, when we were talking about the Road King, what they told me was sometimes they're a little too torquey and they actually turn it down on purpose. So, whoo, yes sir. I haven't been on this bike since 2 years ago. And guys, let me put it to you this way. If a bike was a girl, she would be mine. Can't afford it though. Can't afford two horses in the stable right now. Just can't do it. Maybe when the YouTube channel grows, maybe one day. We'll see. But this would definitely be my preferred town bike. This would be it. I know a lot of people say, well, no, the fat tires, you know, yeah, I know. It's a town bike, man. It's a fun bike. It's a different feel, you know. So if you look at the geometry of the bars here, not exactly straight bars. They got a little bend to them. Gives you a little room to play with. It also gives you a different feel. Doesn't feel like a, you know, like a cafe racer or something like that. It just feels like a cruiser, man. It just straight up powerful bike, powerful looking, powerful feeling. So, you know, well, it's not too torquey, you know. For a 114, it's got a good feel to the throttle. It's actually in between, you know, not too sensitive, not too laggy. If I remember correctly, because we did this same route the first time I rode this bike. This is where I scraped. I came around this turn a little too fast, and this is a tight right turn. pinging it a little bit. I'm high revving it a little bit on purpose. I'm just trying to feel out the throttle a little bit more. Again, the display is on the center console of the tank. It is digital. You know, unfortunately with these bikes, they don't have a you know, a front display up here. I don't know that I would want one, but you know, when you got to look down, that becomes an issue. So don't look down. Kind of get the feel for where your gears are and what your RPMs are. You should have that anyway if you're an experienced rider. Hey, you guys, comment down below. Let me know, like, are you guys looking to get another bike? And what would you get if you had a second bike in the stable? What is it you would like? Would it be a town bike? Would it be another bagger if that's what you have? What would it be exactly? You know, and what would be the reason for it? Like I've said, you know, I've stated before, I want a touring bike for my videos and stuff, but I would love to have a bike like this for, you know, riding around the town. Cafe 27 is right around the corner from me. You guys have seen that in my videos, so it would be a cool bike for that, you know. And let me tell you something, this is one I would definitely put a stage 4 on, and this sucker would fly. This sucker would fly, man. This particular color on this bike, I don't know the name. They have a lot of different names for all these colors, but it's a metallic gray, and it has let's see what the two-tone is on it. It's like a cream color, also metallic, you know, but it's just beautiful, you know, beautiful. This bike doesn't have pegs. If you haven't ridden a Fat Boy, so the Fat Boy has the floorboards.
How do you like it?
It's one of my favorite bikes, man.
Yeah.
I have a bagger, but I would love to have this as a second bike, you know.
I'm shopping for my first one.
That's a good starter.
Yeah. Feels great.
The Fat Bob is another great one. Have you tried the Fat Bob?
Yeah.
But if you're going to travel long distance,
yeah, something like that. Right.
yeah. Like I said before, the Street Bob and the Fat Bob. This is the Fat Bob I rode, by the way. You know, the cool thing, that bike is cool looking. I like it much better than the Street Bob. The Street Bob has like a plain Jane look to it. The Fat Bob is a little bit sportier, I guess, and it looks a lot like the Nightsters and the what are these new bikes? Oh my gosh, I just had a brain fart. Anyway, but it has a sporty look to it, and I like it, you know. That inverted suspension on that bike just kind of puts the icing on the cake. You know, that's does it feel different? The inverted suspension, I mean, on that bike, I can't tell you so much. On a road glide or a street glide, if you put that inverted suspension, you know, beyond that stock suspension, it's just a good thing to do. It just feels great. Porsche let us through. It's very nice. Very nice of him. You know? Rumble! There it is, man. Rumble in the jungle, bro. Rumble in the jungle. Woo, son. Spike, man. You know what I feel like? Huh? You know what I feel like on this bike? The Terminator. Oh, son. Put a friggin' shotgun on the side of this bastard. And call me a renegade. Whatever that means. Oh, that's what happens when you get hungry, man. You start saying the dumb things. You start saying the dumb things when you get hungry, bro, and you get on these nice bikes. Golly, bro. Golly, bro. What you talking about, Manny? Oh. We got a different kind of bagger on the road. Different kind of bagger. Yeah, buddy. So yeah, that bike, in fact, the Billiard Blue Road King that I rode, in fact, does have a stage 2 on it. And yeah, the throttle has been calmed down a bit for whatever reason. They probably do that for the demo purposes. However, the ST, which is stock, has some crazy response. Crazy response. Throttle response, that is. Little golf, boys? Huh? How about we stop here and play some golf? What do you think? Get some lunch on a cart, a couple of sandwiches, a couple of beers, and hello. Bruh, don't you go there with this bike, man. Right there is where you feel that rumble. You don't feel that on a bagger, man. It's just different. See if I can get next to the so you guys see the inverted suspension, right? All of these bikes, of course, have Brembo brakes. I think they're standard on just about every bike. I think. But that's what I was telling you about. The pipes on this bike are a little too, it's like the new Sportster, that cartoonish looking pipe. I'm not a big fan. A lot of people are. I'm not a big fan of that. I would change that. That would be one of the first things I'd change. I'd do a stage 1 on it, change the pipes, change the breather on it to a high flow breather. And would I tune it? Maybe I would tune it. Stage 1, yeah, it's not absolutely necessary. You could drop a map into that. Maps are a little iffy, man. They're a little iffy. Yeah, man, this 114 on this frame here, on this fat boy, is just, I love it. It really is a treat. Really is a treat. There you go. Up to 80 miles per hour with the wind in your face. That's how you do it, boy. The saddle on this thing is, so it's soft, but it's for some reason It feels like the highest part of the saddle is right in your coccyx bone. If you don't know what your coccyx bone is, it's your tailbone. And right now my tailbone is feeling a little sore, and it's from all the rides, but this one I can feel right in the middle of my tailbone. Well, that's where a Saddlemen comes in, you know what I mean? Come on. Do your shing, man. Do your shing, man. Come on down, bruh. The water's warm. Woo, son. Yes, sir. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Fat Boy, and it's a unique ride. There's many unique rides, man. I mean, Harley has dialed in all these different feels of all these bikes. They're all different. I mean, you got bikes like that, the Fat Bob. Completely different feeling bike. And you got the Road King, completely different feeling bike. You got this bike and the Baggers, which are just so smooth, but it's all of these things are a treat, you know. Look at that Fat Boy, black on chrome, of course. Nothing wrong with black on chrome, bro. I'm just old-fashioned like that. I'm just old-fashioned like that. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. Let's take a final look at this thing and look at the coloring on this bike. It is beautiful. It has a classic coloring to it, not a classic, I want to say a luxury looking paint job on it, but you know, you can see the flake on the paint, but that metallic gray with the metallic wine color, I guess I would call it. I don't know what the color scheme is called, but it's very nice actually. I'm usually not into those types of paint jobs, but yeah. And then it's got the new wheels on it. I don't know if you remember, but on the older bikes, the wheels are there's no holes in them. It's just a disc. Of course, the suspension is the same. Saw the 114. You know, can you imagine this bike with a stage 2 on it? I mean, this bike is. All right, y'all. I'll be back. We're going to lunch. All right, my peeps. We got to go get some lunch. Believe it or not, some time has passed since we finished the last demo ride because we were talking to some people. So we're gonna head to quarter decks really quick. No need to film that. You guys know what a quarter decks is. Anyway, it was fun demoing all those bikes. We thoroughly enjoyed that. If you're interested in any of those bikes, I would highly recommend you test ride, and not test ride just one bike. Test ride a couple of bikes until you are satisfied, and until you're satisfied with the bike you think is going to be fit to your liking and for your purposes and your purposes alone. Because you definitely don't want to get on a bike, and I've seen this a lot. I've seen people get on a CVO, buy a CVO, and after spending all that money, say, this bike is not for me. And they step down to a road-glide special, or a road-glide, or a street-glide special. You know, so all things said, you've got to think about how you're going to customize that bike to you and what you want to use it for. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please take this little opportunity to do so. I appreciate it, and I appreciate all your comments, your likes, all very much appreciated. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. It's a little different, I know, but we'll be headed out to some new places very soon, so stand by for that. Hit that notification bell if you want to see some of the content. I know it pops up if you've watched the Coffee Hogs channel before. It will probably pop up anyway, but it's good to have that notification bell on. Anywho, guys, I love you guys. Until next time, stay safe on the road. See y'all real soon. Peace.